Our top story this Wednesday, the Supreme Court has cleared the way for the Trump administration to bar most transgender men and women from enlisting in the military. Tuesday's 5-4 ruling allows the Pentagon to impose the policy while lower courts hear challenges to it. The White House defended the transgender restriction, claiming it posed a risk to military effectiveness. It's now day 33 of the partial government shutdown. Lawmakers in Washington are getting ready to take another stab at ending the longest shutdown in history. But as CBS's Mark Liverman explains, their efforts may not amount to much.
Remind our lawmakers that they can ease the pain.
The Senate chaplain's opening prayer yesterday highlighted what 800,000 federal employees are facing, another week without pay.
Amen.
But on the Senate floor,
it's only a thinly veiled attempt by the president to save face.
The political divide remains 5 weeks into the partial government shutdown.
So they can look like champions of the so-called resistance?
Some glimmer of progress. Tomorrow, the Senate will hold dueling votes to reopen the government. One bill is built around President Trump's proposal.
The plan includes $5.7 billion for a strategic deployment of physical barriers or a wall.
The other is a bill House Democrats passed. It funds the government through February 8th without wall funding. Neither appears to have the votes to succeed.
Shipmates.
Meanwhile, thousands of military and law enforcement members are among those working without pay. The Coast Guard's top admiral tweeted this video out last night.
I find it unacceptable that Coast Guard men and women have to rely on food pantries and donations.
The FBI Agents Association sent out a dire warning.
Failure to fund the FBI is making it more difficult for us to do our jobs, to protect the people of our country from criminals and terrorists.
They added the shutdown could lead some FBI agents to consider career options that provide more stability for their families. Mark Liverman, CBS News.
And another pressure point for both sides, the State of the Union is quickly approaching. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has threatened to cancel the president's January 29th address to Congress if the shutdown is not resolved. The White House says it's pushing ahead with plans for the speech next week. Where that speech would take place, though, is still a big question mark. A fire that destroyed 2 garbage trucks on Billings South Side is under investigation this morning. The fire was reported at 1:16 this morning. It took place at the Republic Services yard on Knoll Avenue. Deputy Fire Marshal Andrew McLean says the 2 trucks received heavy fire damage to the interior of the cabs and are considered a total loss. Damages are estimated at $200,000. 2 other trucks received minor exterior heat damage. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Frontier Airlines makes a return to Billings, and this time they say it's here to stay. This time around, the airline is touting its ultra-low-cost, nonstop service to Denver to serve Montanans for leisure and business. Frontier says fares will start as low as $39 each way, and flights begin on May 30th. The airline will offer 3 nonstop flights a week on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Frontier says it is seeing a new kind of growth out of the Billings market. Not to mention, the company is now operated differently and under new ownership.
So I think it's going to be mutually beneficial. Typically we are more of a what's called a VFR, visiting friends and relatives airline, as well as leisure airline. But that is still a huge business benefit when it enhances and grows tourism to the area and the region, helps hotels, helps restaurants, and that overall helps the economy as a whole.
You can log on now and start booking, but again, the new service won't actually take flight until the end of May. These flights come as United continues to offer 4 daily nonstop flights between Denver and Billings. The name First Interstate Arena is one step closer to finding its place on the side of Metro Park's largest venue. On Tuesday morning, Yellowstone County Commissioners tentatively accepted the recommendation to rename Metro Park Arena. The commissioners now have 30 days while negotiations between a Metro Park committee and First Interstate take place. Then a final agreement, including final pricing and terms, will be presented back to the county commissioners. Rimrock Auto decided to not renew its contract with Metro Park this coming May. Along with First Interstate's initial bid of $875,000 for 5 years, Ultra Graphics lost out with a 10-year, more than $1 million proposal to claim the name. Turning to court news, the Missoula YMCA daycare worker accused of smoking meth while at work has pleaded guilty to 3 different felonies. In April, a co-worker told police she found 30-year-old Autumn Hines in a cabinet with what she believed to be meth. The daycare building was then tested and results found positive for meth residue. Hines had attempted to conceal smoking methamphetamine by blowing it in a vent fan, which instead spread the residue throughout the building. The contaminated facility was gutted and underwent an estimated $100,000 in renovations. Hines admitted in court Tuesday she knew what she was doing was putting children in danger.
Now, as I recall, you had some kind of a cubby hole under a counter or something?
Yes.
Are you aware that methamphetamine fumes can be very harmful to people, including children?
Yes, sir.
You chose to do this anyway,
Yes, sir.
knowing the risk to them?
Yes, sir.
Her sentencing is scheduled for February 26th. Federal workers furloughed due to the government shutdown can now apply for federal WIC benefits. WIC, or the Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, is designed for lower-income women who are pregnant, have infants, or have young children. Benefits include nutrition assessments, access to health programs, food vouchers, and breastfeeding education. WIC employees say the program can be a huge help even if the need is short-term.
We do have different food packages that are curtailed per whatever the need is. For example, for an infant, that would be formula. We have toddler packages, food packages, as well as breastfeeding mothers, non-breastfeeding mothers that, if qualified for WIC, that again, it can help out for that 30-day period or if longer.
Qualifying for WIC benefits depends on the total income of a household and the number of people in the home. In Wyoming, a cow elk near Sheridan has tested positive for chronic wasting disease. The discovery was made in Elk Hunt Area 37, the area highlighted in green after a hunter harvested the cow in late December. CWD was also previously documented in deer in a large portion of the state, but this was the first time an elk has tested positive in this specific area. The disease is fatal to deer, elk, and moose. The Wyoming Game and Fish Department is concerned about CWD's impact on the future of the state's deer population as they experience a significant increase from past years. Continuing our coverage, we bring you more on the results of the MTM News and Montana State University post-election poll. The results are based on about 1,400 responses from people who answered a poll earlier last fall from MTN and MSU and who likely voted in last November's election. MTN chief political reporter Mike Dittison and MSU political scientist David Parker look at the polling results on 2 big initiatives rejected by the voters.
Initiative 185 would have extended Medicaid expansion, which provides government-funded health care to 95,000 low-income adults, and raised tobacco taxes to help pay for it. It failed, with 53% of Montana voters against it. Our poll showed an identical partisan split on I-185, with 79% of Democrats for it, 79% of Republicans against it, and independents 50-50 on the measure. Women slightly favored I-185 by 53 to 47%, while men strongly opposed it, 61 to 39%. The poll also showed I-185 failing among all age groups, except those ages 30 to 39 who favored the measure by a 55 to 45% margin. I-186 would have imposed new water treatment regulations on new hard rock mines. It went down with 56% of voters against it. Again, the partisan breakdown was remarkably similar according to our poll. 77% of Democrats supported the measure, 78% of Republicans voted no. But it failed among independents, with 54% opposed. Women were split 50-50 on I-186, and men came out strongly against it, by another 61 to 39% margin. Those with 4-year or advanced college degrees, however, supported I-186 by respective amounts of 58% and 64%. 60% of voters with a high school diploma opposed it, and 87% of those with less than a high school education did as well. So this time around, is it just the same story as the previous initiative?
Slightly different. If you actually look at our pre-poll, Democrats were pretty much firmly in favor of this initiative, and that didn't change pre-post. What did happen in this case is those undecided voters overwhelmingly broke on the no position. And actually, that's what we normally would expect. That's the status quo position. And so what happened is Republicans then, overwhelmingly moved to no, and those undecided independents overwhelmingly moved to no as a result of the initiative. And I think to some extent, the money was largely dominated by the mining industry, and I think, they were successful in what they were trying to do, which was to stop this.
Tomorrow in our final segment, we'll look at the results on approval ratings for our elected officials and where Montana voters stand on some key issues. I'm Mike Dennison with David Parker, reporting from MTM News in Bozeman.
You can see the full poll results on our website. Meanwhile, from the MSUB campus all this week, the university is raising awareness on the suicide rate among college students as part of its annual Power of One Week. The university welcomed Frank King Tuesday night, who is also known as the mental health comedian. King has been a comedian for about 33 years and has battled depression and suicidal thoughts his whole life. Through his personal experience, his comedic background, and dealing with near suicide himself, King speaks to groups around the world.
Depression and suicide run in my family. That's the reason I speak on it, I guess, at the heart of it. My grandmother died by suicide, my great aunt. I came close enough to dying by suicide, I could tell you what the barrel of my gun tastes like. And that's how I got into speaking on, I did a TED Talk and came out to the world at age 58 as depressed and suicidal. Nobody knew. My wife didn't know. My friends, my family, nobody had any idea that I was, that I had 2 mental illnesses. And once I did the TED Talk, then I began the transition from funny speaker, comedian, to speaker who is funny.
Reports show each year 1,100 college students commit suicide. That's 3 a day, every day. Now we go to the western side of the state, where new numbers show Kalispell is the safest town in Montana. That's according to the FBI's Uniform Crime Report statistics. Kalispell was selected from a total of more than 7,000 cities that were studied. Last year, Kalispell had only 72 violent crimes, which breaks down to 3 per every 1,000 people. The FBI classifies these crimes as murder, manslaughter, rape, robbery, and/or aggravated assault. Compare this to Billings, which had about 550 violent crimes reported. Bozeman, Helena, Great Falls, Missoula, and Billings followed Kalispell on that list. Well,